Okay, so our first guest who's going to come in, she just joined us. So, Dani, I'm going to bring you in here. Hey, everyone, this is Dani.
Hi,
She's
everyone.
gorgeous. If you've listened to my podcast, Beyond the Diagnosis with Dr. Kylie, Dani's been on there at least once, if not twice or three times. She is an expert in keto and carnivore, and she's incorporated blood work into her practice. So, Dani, please share with us how you did it.
Yeah. So prior to taking Kylie's amazing course, I was doing all the regular functional testing, Dutch panel, stool testing, oats, all of that. I also focus on nutrition as the foundation for everything. And at the time that I learned about Kylie's course was kind of when blood work was coming into my space and my niche as being very focused on. So I felt like it was a next step for me as far as like adding it into my practice. I mean, I've looked at blood work before, but never in the way that Kylie teaches it. And so, in my own story years ago, when I was 65 pounds overweight on a fat-free diet, my doctors also told me my blood work was normal. And so I was like, why do I still feel like crap and can't get the results that I'm trying so hard for? So a little bit of it was like, my own story being related and then being able to implement it with clients and looking at the different markers in a different way. I know Kylie teaches a lot about using like the clients or the patients' blood work they get from their doctor, which is definitely one way to do it. I run all my own comprehensive labs. So while the CBC on its own with the differentials is super valuable, I've also found that adding a lot of the other inflammatory markers and in fasting insulin and things like that have really proven to kind of bring everything together in terms of looking for true root causes. I still do all the other testing as well, and combine that with looking at the blood work very specifically based on that individual case and kind of taking that client to whatever their next steps are through the protocols. I would say the protocols also have been a huge game changer, from what Kylie teaches to also working with Mike Reese, and the different sort of approach that they both take together. Even with I've been in practice almost, oh my gosh, over 17 years now. Something like a lot of years. And so, just trial and error, which I'm sure many practitioners on the call are, can relate to with just what works and doesn't work over the years. But I will say that from a protocol standpoint, there was something about the way that Kylie taught it and the different recommendations for supplements, that really kind of just um, brought the whole thing together. And I just started to see really amazing results with my clients. And since being able to offer the extensive, looking at blood work in addition to the other testing, I would say like definitely like my new client schedule is booked out 8 months and my current client schedule is booked out like 3 or 4 months. So I book all my clients like, I schedule them like 5 sessions at a time. And that said, I will say like I had a successful practice prior to the course. And I will also say that I had maybe a 2 month, kind of wait time for new clients at that point. So I've just been able to, collaborate with others in my niche and be able to, go on different YouTubes and things like that and just really talk about the blood work and how to look at things differently and all of that. So I don't know, Kylie, if you have any questions or you wanted me to go mention anything else or.
Did you guys hear she's booked out 8 months? And are you running like a weight loss program? Because that's your story too, or are you just kind of running, what are you doing?
Yeah, I have an online weight loss program. I don't include any lab work in that program. I have 100 ladies in there right now. And then in the fall, I'm actually looking at doing a group blood work course where blood work would be included. And then they'll have to sort of like my foundational program will be like the prerequisite for joining the elite blood work coaching program. So I just spoke that out loud. I really haven't told anyone about that yet. I mean, I
All
mentioned
right, y'all.
a couple
Keep her
times, but
business plan secret.
well, it's more about like I'm just saying it out loud because I know I need to take some more of what I do in my private practice to a group, which I know you're like a big proponent of, because I am definitely spread too thin at this point.
Yeah. So she's looking at adding more than just her one-to-one, which is what we're going to get into in the second half of this call, right? In just a little bit here. If you're just joining us, all we did was cover the blood work. You can go back and watch that. And then we're like at the segue of, okay, now what are we doing with the blood work in our practice? And then we'll get into a business component. So, all right, Dani, I remember there was one instance when we were doing our 90-day program, and like halfway through, you emailed me and you were like, I need a VA, like now, like yesterday. Please help me. And it seems like that has just continued. And you did it what, 2 years ago?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was 2 years ago or so.
You were one of the very beginning ones. So congratulations, keep killing it.
Thank
And
you.
definitely add in that group program. You
Yeah.
are in hot demand. All
Thank
right,
you.
everybody say thanks to Dani.
Forever grateful for you, Kylie, and what you provided. And I think that everyone should definitely consider joining Kylie and Mike because it's amazing.
And Dani has a secret passion of horses. So if you are in the arena, what do you guys call it? I don't even know. Like, are you an actual jockey? Because you
No,
are.
no, I just jump around over fences.
Okay, well, she loves horses and animals. So if you're a
Yeah,
horse lover, find Dani. All right, thanks, Dani. See ya.
thanks, Kylie.
All right, the next one is a chiropractor who is looking to go virtual. And you are not in the airport like you said you would be.
I am leaving as soon as we get off of
Okay.
this, going to the airport. I thought I was
Okay.
going to get my car for this.
All right, well, let's get going here. Okay, tell us what you have done in the past and what you're going to do in the
Yes.
future because you learned the blood work.
Yeah, so I'm Dr. Carolina. I found Kylie when I felt like I was hitting a ceiling with patients, right? You show up and you want to help people get better. And I had a practice where I like going deeper with people and helping them heal. And you have a lot of clinical knowledge, and sometimes there's lots of gaps in that knowledge. And then I also did not want a lot of hands-on time. So I'm a chiropractor, and if you're a chiropractor, I think that you'll understand what that means. You just don't want as many hands-on that you can wear your body out. And so I found Kylie whenever I was in this space, and it has been the biggest blessing. Not only am I about to go to the airport, but I'm jumping on this call because like moments before I just ended my own webinar that she taught me how to do in the last cohort. And so I've been able to do a couple of them so far. I'm pretty fresh out of the last group. But one of the things that I really love about what she created is that you get to take action immediately. You don't have to wait until the very end and then go through, I don't know, like longer to learn more. She's such a gifted teacher in breaking down clinical information, but also marrying it with what you will know so that it makes sense. And then I think what makes it even gold, like beyond that, is that you understand from a business side, like how to put it into action. So I've been able to run 3 workshops so far. And, it's one of those things that I'm already seeing the benefits of not having to trade my time for money, like my hands-on time for money. And that's something that I will be forever grateful for because I just love the momentum that is already happening. And if the generosity that she exhibits whenever she's answering questions, when she's doing like these general workshops, is exactly how she is within her like programs. Like you don't get a different version. You get all of her. And then she has this wonderful community like Mike, who is just protect Mike at all costs. He has just
Don't worry, I can't go
amazing
anywhere.
Yeah, protect Mike at all costs because he does a really brilliant job at like helping you understand how to care for your patients and get them healing in a way that's meaningful for them and that you get to also um, do great work. I am, yeah, I mean, did I miss anything? Is there a question?
Awesome. You need to go to the airport, so get your butt to the airport.
Yeah.
And she's using webinars and workshops live on Zoom, just the way I
Yes.
teach everybody, to go from chiropractic into the virtual space. So pretty cool.
And
All
if
right,
you have
thanks, Carolina.
if you have a brick and mortar practice, I mean, that was the easiest place to start a conversation because you already know people that like and trust you, and then they don't want to meet someone new. They want you to be able to help them. So that's been, if you're a chiropractor, a great way to use it.
Anybody else have raise your hand in the chat box if you're a chiropractor and you're like, how do I go virtual? Because I literally can't adjust people on a virtual platform. She's taken the blood work, and that's what her platform is, to go virtual. And that's exactly what I did as a chiro. And I'm tired of adjusting. I'm tired of being one-on-one. I'm in Utah. Chiropractic is the last thing people are going to try. So I learned all of this blood work stuff, which basically taught myself, and then have used it to go virtual. All right, everybody, this is Nicole from California. Nicole is also on my team, but she's done the blood work herself, and you can tell your story. I mean, you're here to tell your story, not me. Go back to 2020. Tell them what happened to you in 2020.
Oh, in 2020, I had a brick and mortar practice. I owned a wellness business, a wellness center, and we were up and thriving. And unfortunately, here in California, everything got closed down during COVID. And I literally felt like I had to shut the door of my dream. And it was probably the hardest thing I ever experienced was having to close my practice. And for about a year, I didn't know what to do. I literally didn't know what to do. And I started searching things out, going, how do I go virtual? I wasn't sure. Like I was in just such a flux and everybody was going virtual and it seemed so easy, but I just felt like I didn't know where to begin. And so I started my virtual practice and I have a list. I have a great list and I was still kind of stumbling. And I actually met Kylie at a mastermind group of ours. And I just thought she was brilliant, honestly. And then I realized that some of the supplements that we were using, we were in a group with that as well. And I was like, I need to know more. So I hopped into her program. And let me tell you, it turned my business from okay to, oh my goodness, off the charts. So learning blood work and incorporating it for my clients has just literally been life-changing for them and for my practice. So I think that's the biggest part is it's really changed my practice, but it also changed my own health. I had questions about my own health that were still lingering. And so once I learned how to read blood work more on the functional level, oh my goodness, my health changed as well. So I mean, it's just been a win-win-win-win. And now working on Kylie's team is just amazing. I look forward to working with each and every one of you, actually, because there's so much to learn and there's so much to share.
Yes. So Nicole took everything away from her brick and mortar. Literally, California said, shut your doors down. It's over. And coming back, like you were even telling me last night, how businesses are trying to come back and they're still not allowing it.
Yeah, there's so many people that are still struggling here to come back, and you see businesses closing, businesses that you never thought would shut their doors have shut their doors, and it's still continuing. It's just been this ripple effect where they haven't been able to bounce back. So, going virtual was definitely a godsend. Like it really just changed everything for me.
Yeah. Whether you have a brick and mortar practice and you want to add a virtual component, you can do that with the blood work. Like I've had chiropractors tell me that they've added the blood work in to add the virtual component. And not only do they do the virtual component, but they add it into their adjusting as well. And it's just way easier to get the patient to say yes to their treatment plans. So it's like, look, it's right there in the blood work. Some of you guys are asking, like, do you help nurse practitioners? Do you help if you're sitting in a position that you don't love and you want to create this virtual practice and you're trying to figure out how? One, the blood work is the foundation. And two, let's talk about business in just a few minutes here, because how many of you are tired of the one-to-one? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
And if you're not tired of the one-to-one, great, keep doing it. If you want other avenues than just one-to-one treatment, like Dani's talking about, I mean, I don't know why that girl hasn't pulled the trigger already on group programs and other things, because she's literally booked out 8 months, like she said, of one-on-one treatment. And she does not mess with her horse time. Like she will not give that up. So, okay, let's get into business. All right, thanks, Nicole.
Welcome.
Oh, I want programs so I can still take vacation and make money from the beach. All right, Danielle, let's talk about these programs in which you can make money from the beach. Okay, tell me if you are ready to add more to your practice than just one-to-one. If that's you, say yes. Sweet, we got a lot of those scenarios in here. Okay. Now, what if you're the person who's working for somebody else and you want to build your own business, but you don't know where to start? If that's you, say me in the chat box. Okay, sweet. You guys are all in the right position here. All right, last but not least, never tried virtual. We're going to try it right now. Do you have, this is for the person who has a brick and mortar practice and keeps talking about a virtual practice, but it hasn't pulled the trigger on it, or a virtual component. Okay, say virtual in the chat box. All right. We are going to pull the trigger on this virtual thing. All right. Okay. Here we go. Just so you guys know, like, keep this stuff on the down low. This is for you because you showed up here today. All right. Time's constraints to build. I know. Dang time. We're going to talk about this thing we call a business ladder. Okay. And inside this business ladder, we're going to create with you today 4 different programs that you can literally use as a business to make it your business, to add it onto your current business, or to just say no to whatever you're doing and start something new, because why not? All right. One last question for the chat box here before we dive into the nitty-gritty. How many of you believe, just say yes or no, you would have more clients if you went virtual? Okay, so every single person who said yes to me, let's pull the trigger on going virtual then. Okay, and another question, because I need to know the answer to this one too. How many of you want to help everybody of all income levels, rather than just the high ticket one-to-one? Okay, good. Let's create some paths to do that right now. And last but not least, you gotta be safe talking about money and money in your bank account. So be honest, be real. How many of you want more money in your bank account? Hell yes. All right. Okay. I'm glad we're real in this space. We are real, we are safe, and we are honest with each other. Sometimes people will lie to me. Well, I have to be able to help everybody, and that means I can't charge them. Bull crap. If you want to be broke the rest of your life too, go right ahead. Okay, step number 1. We need to create some type of lead generating source. So we're going to call this free ticket. Okay. Now, this free ticket can be something like a guide they sign up for. It can be a podcast you host and that they listen to. It can be a free workshop, which is what I train my clinicians on how to run. It can be a Facebook group. However, I'm going to put an asterisk or something next to that, because what if you were to charge for your Facebook group? I think it would change the game. What lead generators do you guys use right now to this day? Facebook and ads, nice. Zoom workshops, guides, I like workshops. Ebooks, nice. Word of mouth, okay, so there's another one. Referrals. Ebook, so a guide or an ebook. Got it. A workbook. Live talks to local groups. Ooh, I like that one. Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, how well is your lead generator bringing you clients? We got some changing to do. Okay, if whatever you're using as a lead generator and it's not bringing you clients, I give you right now permission to get rid of it. If it is a Facebook group, delete it. If it is a guide, remove it. If it's a podcast, let's tweak it because podcasts are bomb. Whatever you need permission for, permission granted. Let me give you an example. I had a guide that I had created. When was this? If you've ever seen my book, the call to action used to be, hey, go grab this guide from my website and it would teach you a little bit more about the blood work. And I get like a message a week now. Hey, I can't find the guide. Buddha, I eliminated it. I got rid of it. Because if something is not bringing you clients, give you permission right now to just get rid of it. Okay, so I got rid of it. Have I replaced it with something that does bring me clients? You bet. And that for me is a live workshop. I hate webinars. It's why I'm doing this one live, because it is way better in my opinion. So I'm going to go live workshops. I also am going crazy on my podcast. So things that work, I put my time and effort to. On a scale of 1 to 10 in the chat box, tell me on 10, I freaking love every social media platform, or 1, I hate social media platforms. Social media is exhausting. All right, so we're basically all in agreement that we hate social media. Let me give you a mindset hack with this one. And I'm going to improve it with it myself because I haven't spent much time on social media. Tell me in the chat box if you would ever take money for speaking. If you could get on stage and speak to somebody, would you do it? All right, everybody's saying yes. Okay. Here's my call to action for this with you right now. Your stage is one social media platform. Whichever social media platform you like, I prefer Facebook. That is now your stage. And I want you to get on that thing and use it like you would a stage. Can we agree to that? 50,000 followers who engage regularly. That's brilliant. Okay, so next time we think about social media, think about it as a stage in which you get to now share your message. Just pick one. That's it. Okay, and the followers might be slow, but that's okay. Unless you're on TikTok. You start talking about blood work on TikTok, you will blow up. For me, it's just been a negative platform, so I avoided it, but I have 80,000 followers on TikTok that I accumulated in like 4 months just from talking about those 5 markers of blood work. Is LinkedIn possible? Amanda, I wouldn't do LinkedIn unless your clients are professionals. Like if you're working with CEOs and helping them with their health, then sure, go for it. But okay, so mindset tweak that. Social media is now your stage platform, which you get to share your message on. I will tell you, if you actually want to get on stages, your Instagram is very important. I'm about to fix my Instagram because of that. Okay. All right. Let's get back into these programs here because I want you guys to really think about that lead generator. It's important. If it's not bringing you clients, then get rid of it. Nobody said you had to keep your ebook or you had to keep your guide or you had to keep giving all of your information away for free. Next up, we're going to create some type of low ticket item. Now, when I say low ticket, I'm talking like less than $100. That to me is low ticket. Okay. What I love about these two options is that now instead of a Facebook group that's just sitting there and doing nothing and not getting you anybody, you turn that into a $47 a month membership. It's literally just your Facebook group. Now you're not only got this residual income coming in, but you've got people who are paying attention. Because when people pay, they pay attention. So maybe you're going to do a monthly recurring membership. Maybe you're going to do, like a small course. All right. So I've had a membership before. And the way I used my membership was when people finished with their one-to-one, they then got put into like the maintenance membership package. I don't even remember all the details because I used it for a short time and then I was like, I don't jive with this anymore. So I pulled the plug. I've also done small courses. And the thing with small courses is you've got to run high amounts of traffic to it. So just a heads up there. Maybe you've got a podcast and you want to pull listeners from your podcast. A great way to get them into your world, your paid world, is to do some type of small course or membership. Okay. You can teach, those 5 blood work markers as your small course. I could easily charge $97 or $400 today. I just didn't this go around anyways. Okay, so create some type of low ticket. How many of you already have a low ticket option? Ellie's not the only one on here. Come on, guys. Okay, so we're learning for some of you today. Add in a low ticket component. This is where you now get to help everybody. If you really want to help everybody, no matter what income level they are, that's the price. That's the ticket right there. And then they realize, wait a second, I've already gotten some benefit from here. My health is such a priority now that I have nothing if I don't have my health. Maybe they want your next option, which we're going to call mid-ticket. Now, to me, a mid-ticket package is anywhere between $3,500 and $5,500. Right? Say yes or no. You have a mid-ticket offer. Or about 50-50. You have some no's and some yeses. All right. Now, here's the trick question. For those of you who do have a mid-ticket offer, is that one-on-one included? All of you are saying yes. Okay. Would you love it if that mid-ticket was do it yourself? Where you literally just sent them a program to their door, and it arrived at their door, and you had maybe a few emails coming through. You want beach money? There's your beach money. If you like the one-on-one touch, that's okay. Make it your high ticket. All right. What does this look like? Well, a DIY program. Maybe it's, a short-term program with a few one-to-ones, like 3. One one-to-one in a 90-day period. But give people some options rather than a 12-month high ticket. Which would be my 4th tier. Now, you can mess around with these. You can say, I'm going to have a couple different low ticket options. I'm going to have a couple different mid ticket options. And I'm going to have basically my one signature program, which is the one-to-one. Like, this isn't just a set in stone thing. Maybe you're throwing together an $1,800 supplement package that they just get to the ship to their door with instructions on how to take it. I've done a fix my gut $1,800 package before. Right now I'm doing DIY kind of group programs for that mid-ticket range. I've done, quick and easy 30-day challenges where I'm sending them like an immune booster kit so they're getting their vitamin D for 30 days. The fun part about the virtual space is you literally have an unlimited possibility in ways that you can help people. So like I said, I used to have a membership for patients. I don't anymore. I used to have a small course. I don't anymore. Just because you launch one thing doesn't mean it has to stay. So maybe you're like, you know what, it's February 15th. I need to bring in $4,000 before the end of the month. I'm going to throw together a 30-day immune support kit, charge $500 for it, and launch it out to my audience and just send them a payment link and see what happens. It's really fun. That's where, to me, being creative and getting those creative juices flowing and getting you into that business component where it's not just one-to-one, that's the fun part. Okay. I'm not going to break down all of my programs specifically, but I will tell you that I did run a 12-week, 12K package. And I loved it. I love working with people short term. So I literally was like, boom, I gave them the whole gamut, including a air filter that we sent to their house, including a water filter that we sent to their house. It was literally like, okay, here's your supplements, here's your breathe better air, drink better water, here's your plan. Let's meet up a couple times, 12 weeks, 12K, boom. I haven't done it in a long time. Maybe I should bring that back. Can you send a supplement package if you are a health coach? Yes. As long as you have a business entity, most supplement companies will allow you to use their products. If so, is it through Meta? I'm guessing Facebook ads. Like, Meta is Facebook and Instagram. I do not have an agency that promotes these products for me. Okay. Some people like the one-on-one touch. That's all right. Can you send a supplement package if you're a health coach? If you're interested, I'm interested in the DIY 90-day, but how do I get the leads? Don't worry, Tammy. That's half of it. What was my margin for my 12K program? It was $7,500 was my profit margin for it. And it took about 5 hours of my time. But remember, here we go. You are an expert. I mean, how let's just get in the chat box here for a second. How many years have you guys spent doing what you're doing? 15, 20, 26, 25, 24, 18, 25, 15, 20 plus, 10, 7, 5. Okay, now let's make it even funner. How much money have you spent on your education to get to where you are today? I'll tell you mine. At least $250,000, because that's what my student loans are right now. 300K or more. That's not to mention I've spent at least $1 million on business stuff. Too effing much. That's funny. Over 200. Yeah. Okay, so we have this expertise. Now the fun part is we get to expand how many ways we get to use our expertise. So say like Dani's talking about here, she's running a membership. I have no clue what's inside her membership, but I would guess it's around a $97 a month component. She said she's got 100 people in there. So I mean, $9,700 a month. I'll take that. And that's just one offer. Okay, so the whole point of this business chat is to get your brain stimulating to realize I can create so many more opportunities on a virtual platform with a virtual component or a complete virtual business, whichever one you want to look at it, that will bring in more clients, that will bring in more income. And as Carolina said, she doesn't want to do the one-to-one anymore. I mean, she's a chiropractor in Georgia. And as a mom, like me, we don't want to work our guts out. Nicole, can health coaches order labs? Yes, just watch the beginning and I'll show you and I'll explain to you how you can order labs. Okay, now for fun, I want to take this and show you an example here. I want to use one person. So the fastest person on here who can tell me your niche, go. AI. Teresa wins. She's the fastest. Okay, Teresa, unmute yourself. Let's build you a business right now. You're a nurse practitioner, right?
Yes.
Do you run your own business right now? Give me some background.
Yes. Functional medicine, and I'm also have traditional naturopath, so integrative, hybrid, mostly telemedicine, like 99%. Like I saw somebody that's why I was late. I saw somebody in the office today, but that's like maybe once a month. And I have about 200 patients. And I'm building my first program. And I've got all the different things in my brain and on the piles that you can't see. They're in the works to get all the things done that you're talking about. Just hired somebody to do my marketing and business and things like that. So
beautiful. Okay. What programs are you running right now?
Cell detox.
Explain to me the program.
Pampa. I was doing it before I knew he was
That's
doing
all
it.
we need to know.
And then I took it and then so I was like, oh, I can do that. So
okay. Explain to me like how many one-on-ones, what's included in what I would call the deliverables.
I would say in 6 months you'll get and I have a health coach. So you'll get maybe 3 visits with me and 4 or 5 visits with him. And then everything else is, modules and things that you watch and handouts and
you have a portal, some type of portal.
Practice better.
Okay. What's your price tag?
I was originally thinking, so this is my question was I built my lab
basically you're not charging enough because you're not going to tell me the price tag.
Well, if I include everything, then if I'm including lab packages, then it's going to be more. So I'm thinking probably 10K. If I don't include labs, 10K.
Yeah.
And then labs would be like 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, depending on how many they want.
Ooh, well, that's where you're going to run.
I mean, just things that would show them extra things, heavy metals, hormones. Um, I run my own bioscan, which is like pathogens, so all the hidden infections. I can see the parasites and the stuff like that.
Okay, here we go. This is why you came to this one. And everybody else listen in. Okay. We're going to chunk that up into 2 different programs. We're going to chunk this into a 6-month 12K program and then a 6-month $6,500 program. I like that number. It resonates a lot with with a lot of people. Okay. This one's going to include everything that this one does, only you're going to have all the added labs.
Gotcha.
Okay. Now this one include the regular blood work. So whatever labs they already have them. Use them.
Yeah, and I usually order stuff too.
Right. All right. So we have your one-to-one high ticket stuff. You're basically got that locked in place until you start reading blood work and discover that TCD doesn't fit everything.
No, and I've been doing reading blood work like because I watched all your videos.
Okay. Do you have a low ticket one?
My low ticket ones are going to be, I'm going to have a couple DIY freebies like here, learn how to do the elimination diet all by yourself kind of thing. And then the next level up is going to be, like a 3-month, you get some videos and you maybe get one-on-one with me or my coach, probably my coach.
Are you open to reworking that a little bit?
Yeah, it's all still like in my head and on paper. I'm still building them out.
Do you like Facebook?
I have a love-hate relationship with all social media, but I
What
do
if
have a
Facebook-
Facebook
what if
group
a-
page. I have a business. I have all the social medias. I have a Facebook group page that I haven't done anything with yet.
Okay, good. You haven't done anything with it. Well, let's turn that into a membership.
Oh, and that's the
let's
other
give
thing I was working on was memberships because a lot
Let's
of my
give
patients
people
right now are
just in the Facebook group. The reason why Facebook groups work so well for memberships is because everybody's already on them.
Hmm.
Right? So who has a Facebook group here that they're just not utilizing? 1,800 women in it. Nice work. Okay. Start utilizing your Facebook group as a low income ticket. Now, when you're starting to tell me that they can do an elimination diet, they can do fasting, they can do like whatever the heck it is, that's where all of that takes place. Hey, I've got this Facebook group. It's only $47 a month. And inside it, we do all sorts of things with our diet that reset our hormones, that help reduce inflammation. People are getting some really cool results in there. If you're interested, go to this link and learn more. That way you're not giving all this dietary stuff out, and there's a way for them to reach out and support you, and you're creating that community feel.
Hmm.
Cool?
Yep.
Okay. Next up, let's do a DIY $1,800 plan. And this is where you're going to send like a 3-month supplement supply. And then the only thing here is email support, or if you don't want that, you can just exchange that and allow them inside the Facebook group.
I have like the EMR that I use has a patient portal, a client portal, and then I also have Go High
Do your
Level
current clients
manage
use
my
that
list.
client
So
portal?
what's that?
Do your current clients use that client portal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if it's already working for you, then don't break it.
So just
It
put them
doesn't
in
need to
there.
be broken and fixed. However, this will get used more often, especially if you're going to start just charging for it. And when you guys are creating these options, be very, very careful about creating too much. Okay, there was a point in my lovely business career that I've done just about everything under the sun, so I can tell you if it works or not. I did 6 webinars, and I hired professionals to come in and like do the sales pages and dot my I's, cross my T's, all the things. And then as I'm walking through that process, I even I hired a professional photographer because I was like, well, listen, if I'm going to sell what I need to sell if I'm going to sell the course on the back end, then I need to be able to keep them on the webinar. So I made it very professional. This is 2019, before Zoom was a thing. So I literally spent like at least $100,000 on all this process. I had 6 of them. I will tell you, I made, I don't know, $2,000 in sales for all of it. It's crazy, ridiculous. Okay. So here's what happened. I had too many options. I had a thyroid course. I had a hormone course. I had a chronic fatigue course. I had an autoimmune course, and people didn't know which one they should take because they had a thyroid problem and an autoimmune. They had this and this. So just create the 4 different tiers, and then they can pick which one they want, right? The lower, like your free lead generators or like, $17 workshop or whatever it is, those guys can be a big variety. Just be careful about having too much because too much eliminates their choices. They just will get decision overwhelm and not making a single decision. So, all right. Okay, guys, I know you're all running businesses and you're all got your expertises. You can charge for a Facebook group. Yes. Yes, you can. In fact, I don't have Facebook groups that are free. I hate free Facebook groups. You just get the people in there who are energy suckers. Anyways, let's run one more. Let's start fresh. Okay, guys, get in that chat box. What's your niche? One more. Cardiometabolic and neuro. Be a little bit more specific with neuro. Who are you seeing? Neuropathy is going to be a little bit trickier because most likely, David, neuropathy, are you doing in brick and mortar treatments with that? Newly diagnosed autoimmune, that would be fun. With home care machines. Okay, there's a lot of people who are looking into AI. Let's do some autoimmune work up here, okay? All right, we're gonna get our free lead generator. Maybe it's a podcast. Maybe it's your Instagram account, TikTok, whatever it is. Okay, low ticket option is something like $27 2-hour blood work intensive. Now remember, you're keeping this one for the lay public, okay? You're going to teach them the N to L ratio, the N to L and the 1-to-1 ratio, okay? Keeping it very simple. So get them into there, and then we're going to work on maybe you call it like what causes autoimmune. On this week's podcast episode with Dr. Carolina, I actually walked her through a 3-day boot camp or challenge that she could do, and it was geared towards fibromyalgia. So if you haven't listened to that, that one's on the Flip the Prescription podcast. That was Tuesday's episode this week. It was super cool. I was like, geez, that's genius. Maybe I should even do that. A 3-day challenge for fibromyalgia. We broke it down, so go listen in. Then we have the mid-ticket item, and it's going to be somewhere. There's 2 things here that you can do. You can say, 1, I want to have that high ticket be one-on-one, or if you're like me and you just want to get rid of the one-on-one, I would say we got 2 kind of mid-ticket offers. with a do-it-yourself autoimmune program where you literally just ship it to their door. And then we've got a group program here where there's no one-on-one, but there's some type of, Zoom call once a week or twice a week. You have a Facebook group, those kind of things. And you would just this could literally be a breakdown for autoimmune, for diabetes, for thyroid. I don't even care what your niche is, neuro. Find a way to teach this all neuro. Maybe in your group program, you send the home kit, the home machine with them, and it's like $4,500 instead of $3,500. But the cool part is you can use that blood work to get people to you, and then fills up your programs. What tool are you using with the virtual whiteboard? It's in Zoom. So as you host a Zoom call, there's a share option, and it's just a whiteboard. You can, people like PowerPoints, I just don't. So I use whiteboard. Okay. There you go, guys. There's your 4 different programs that help everybody and gets you out of the one-on-one.